Disclaimer, for informational purposes only. This video is created solely for informational purposes. Verify critical information from reliable sources. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to our channel, where books come alive on screen. Get ready for 5-chapter wonders that inform, captivate, and spark your imagination. Join us in this literary journey where every chapter is an adventure. Behind the Bars, a comprehensive history of the Nuestra Familia by Just Stories. Chapter 1, Origins and Roots. In the heart of California, amid the sun-soaked streets and palm-lined boulevards, there lies a shadowy history that has long been intertwined with the state's vibrant culture. It's a history that, at first glance, seems at odds with the Golden State's sunny image, yet it is an integral part of California's story. This is the story of the Nuestra Familia, a notorious prison gang with deep roots and a complex history that reaches back to the tumultuous 1960s. The 1960s were a time of profound change in America, marked by civil rights struggles, anti-war protests, and a burgeoning counterculture movement. In the midst of this societal upheaval, the Nuestra Familia emerged from the crucible of California's correctional system. Born within the concrete walls of San Quentin State Prison, the gang's roots can be traced to the barrios of Northern California, where disenfranchised Mexican-American youth found themselves caught in a cycle of poverty, discrimination, and systemic oppression. As the Nuestra Familia began to take shape, its founders sought to unite Mexican-American inmates against the perceived injustices within the prison system. They aimed to create a sense of camaraderie and protect their own in a brutal and racially divided environment. Their origins lay in a desire for solidarity, protection, and a voice against the odds. The gang's founding members, often referred to as carnales or brothers, devised a structured hierarchy and a code of conduct that would guide the Nuestra Familia for decades to come. They adopted symbols, tattoos, and a unique language, creating a distinct subculture within the prison walls. The gang's name itself, Nuestra Familia, translates to our family and reflects the deep bonds and loyalty that members swore to uphold. In this chapter, we delve into the lives of these early members, exploring their backgrounds, motivations, and the harsh realities they faced on the streets of Northern California and behind bars. Their experiences shed light on the socio-political climate of the time, where racial tensions, poverty, and systemic inequalities were the backdrop against which the Nuestra Familia took root. As the 1970s dawned, the Nuestra Familia had firmly established itself within the California prison system. The gang's activities extended beyond the prison walls, reaching into communities and streets where its influence began to grow. This chapter examines the Nuestra Familia's formative years and the key events that shaped its identity and mission. The story of the Nuestra Familia's origins is a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of individuals who sought to carve out a place for themselves in a world stacked against them. It is a history that sheds light on the complex social dynamics of the era and the enduring impact of a prison gang that would go on to leave an indelible mark on California's criminal landscape. As we move forward in this journey through history, we'll uncover how this fledgling organization evolved into a formidable force, exploring the highs and lows, triumphs and tribulations that define the Nuestra Familia's enduring legacy. Chapter 2, Rise to Power. As the 1960s gave way to the 1970s, the Nuestra Familia, like a fledgling phoenix, began to spread its wings within the confines of California's sprawling prison system. This chapter chronicles the gang's meteoric rise from a small, tightly knit group of inmates to a formidable force with a reach that extended far beyond prison walls. It's a story of ambition, conflict, and the pursuit of power, set against the backdrop of California's tumultuous history. The Nuestra Familia's ascent to power was not without its challenges. In a prison system rife with racial divisions and gang rivalries, the gang found itself in a constant struggle for supremacy. Their main adversary, the Mexican Mafia or La IM, was already well established and had a stranglehold on the lucrative drug trade within the prison system. The Nuestra Familia's rise required not only a solidification of their presence but also the development of intricate strategies and alliances. Members of the Nuestra Familia displayed a fierce loyalty to their organization, marked by intricate tattoos, a strict code of conduct, and a commitment to protect their own. This chapter explores how these factors played a pivotal role in the gang's growth, creating a sense of unity and purpose among its members. The turning point came when the Nuestra Familia began to forge alliances with other prison and street gangs. These alliances allowed them to challenge La-Im's dominance and expand their influence both inside and outside prison. As their power grew, so did their involvement in criminal activities, particularly drug trafficking. The gang's leaders orchestrated drug operations that spanned the state, cementing their status as major players in California's criminal underworld. During this period, the Nuestra Familia developed a complex hierarchical structure, with carnales at the top, followed by reglas that governed everything from drug distribution to disputes among members. The gang's influence now extended not only to prison yards, but also to the streets of California, where their criminal enterprises flourished. The Nuestra Familia's rise to power led to a series of violent conflicts both within and outside prison walls. Rivalries with La-Im and internal power struggles resulted in a wave of bloodshed. These violent episodes are examined in detail in this chapter, shedding light on the price of power in the criminal underworld. By the late 1970s, the Nuestra Familia had solidified its position as a dominant force in California's prison system and criminal landscape. Their rise to power had been marked by triumphs and tribulations, victories and losses. As we delve deeper into their history, we will explore the enduring impact of their newfound power, the consequences of their criminal activities, and the ongoing struggle for supremacy that would define their relationship with rival gangs and law enforcement in the years to come. Chapter 3: Inside the Gang. Welcome to the inner sanctum of the Nuestra Familia, where loyalty is sacred and rules are etched into the skin. In this chapter, we embark on a journey behind prison walls and into the lives of the Nuestra Familia members. It's a world where bonds run deep, tattoos tell stories, and a code of conduct is both a shield and a sword. At the heart of the Nuestra Familia's identity is its tight-knit brotherhood. Members refer to each other as carnales, a term that signifies a familial bond. This brotherhood is more than just a label, it's a way of life. Inside the gang, loyalty is paramount, and betrayal is met with swift and severe consequences. The Nuestra Familia's intricate hierarchy is also revealed in this chapter. At the top are the carnales, followed by reglas who serve as leaders overseeing various aspects of the gang's activities, from drug distribution to enforcement. The organization is governed by a strict code of conduct, which members are expected to uphold at all costs. Tattoos, often intricate and symbolic, serve as permanent reminders of one's allegiance to the gang. To truly understand life inside the Nuestra Familia, we explore the day-to-day experiences of its members, both inside and outside prison. The gang's reach extends far beyond the prison walls, with influence in neighborhoods and communities where their criminal enterprises thrive. Members juggle a dual life, one foot in the criminal world and another in prison, navigating a complex web of allegiances and rivalries. The gang's activities, including drug trafficking and extortion, are meticulously organized. The inner workings of these operations are detailed in this chapter, shedding light on the methods, strategies, and challenges faced by those who choose to live life as carnales. While the Nuestra Familia presents a facade of unity and strength, internal strife and power struggles are an ever-present reality. Disputes between members, often over control of lucrative drug territories or violations of the gang's code, can escalate into violence. This chapter explores these tensions and their impact on the gang's cohesion. As we conclude this exploration of life inside the Nuestra Familia, we leave with a deeper understanding of the bonds that tie its members together, the rules that govern their actions, and the complexities of navigating a dual existence. It's a world where loyalty is both a shield and a sword, where tattoos tell stories of allegiance, and where choices can have life-altering consequences. As we move forward in this journey through the gang's history, we'll continue to unravel the intricate layers of the Nuestra Familia's existence, shedding light on its enduring influence and the challenges it poses to law enforcement and society at large. Chapter 4: Law Enforcement versus Nuestra Familia. In the world of the Nuestra Familia, a parallel universe exists, one where the pursuit of power, crime, and loyalty intertwine. But outside that realm, a different story unfolds, one of relentless law enforcement efforts to curb the gang's influence. In this chapter, we'll explore the ongoing battle between the authorities and the Nuestra Familia, where the line between right and wrong becomes a shifting frontier. As the Nuestra Familia expanded its reach, law enforcement agencies across California were forced to take notice. Their mission: disrupt the gang's operations, apprehend its members, and dismantle its criminal empire. The battle lines were drawn, setting the stage for a high-stakes conflict. Law enforcement's efforts against the Nuestra Familia were multifaceted. It involved intelligence gathering, undercover operations, and the cultivation of informants from within the gang's ranks. Task forces dedicated to combating the gang emerged, with a single-minded focus on disrupting its criminal activities. The climax of this chapter unfolds in a series of high-stakes operations and courtroom dramas. Raids on Nuestra Familia strongholds, wiretaps, and the arrest of key leaders marked significant turning points in the battle. The gang's influence, while resilient, was not impervious to the relentless pursuit of justice. In their efforts to bring the Nuestra Familia to justice, law enforcement agencies faced numerous challenges. The gang's secretive nature and the fear of retaliation among potential witnesses made the task exceedingly difficult. Yet, dedicated officers and prosecutors pressed on, determined to dismantle the organization. This chapter also delves into the legal battles that unfolded in courtrooms across California. Nuestra Familia members faced charges ranging from drug trafficking to murder, and the prosecution sought to use the racketeer-influenced and corrupt Organizations Act to deal a severe blow to the gang's leadership. The courtroom became a battleground where evidence was presented, testimonies were given, and verdicts were rendered. As we conclude this chapter on the battle between law enforcement and the Nuestra Familia, we recognize that the conflict is far from over. While significant victories have been won, the gang remains a persistent force within California's criminal landscape. The story of this ongoing struggle is a testament to the dedication of law enforcement and the challenges they face in confronting a criminal organization deeply rooted in both the prison system and the streets. Despite the obstacles, the pursuit of justice continues. In the chapters that follow, we'll explore the gang's enduring legacy, its evolving tactics, and the ways in which law enforcement adapts to the ever-changing landscape of criminal activity. It's a story of perseverance, resilience, and the unwavering commitment to protect communities from the influence of the Nuestra Familia. Chapter 5: Legacy and Impact. As we enter the final chapter of our journey through the history of the Nuestra Familia, we turn our gaze to the enduring legacy and far-reaching impact of this infamous prison gang. It's a story that extends beyond the confines of prison walls, touching the lives of countless individuals and leaving an indelible mark on California's criminal landscape. The Nuestra Familia's legacy is one of duality, a complex tapestry woven from threads of violence, criminal enterprise, and a sense of belonging. For some, the gang has provided a surrogate family and a means of protection in a harsh world. For others, it has been a source of fear, violence, and loss. One of the lasting impacts of the Nuestra Familia is its role in drug trafficking. The gang's involvement in the drug trade has left a significant mark on California's communities, contributing to addiction, violence, and the erosion of social fabric. This chapter explores the gang's influence on drug distribution networks, the consequences of their involvement, and the challenges faced by law enforcement and communities in addressing these issues. The climax of this chapter lies in the gang's enduring presence. Despite numerous law enforcement efforts to dismantle the Nuestra Familia, the gang persists. Its members continue to operate within and outside prison walls, adapting to changing circumstances and evolving tactics. The Nuestra Familia's impact on communities is also explored in this chapter. From extortion and violence to drug addiction and family disruption, the consequences of the gang's activities ripple far beyond its immediate sphere of influence. We delve into the stories of those affected by the gang's actions, shedding light on the human toll of its criminal enterprise. While the Nuestra Familia remains a formidable force, it has not been without its setbacks. Key leaders have been incarcerated, operations disrupted, and informants have cooperated with law enforcement, providing critical intelligence. These developments have weakened the gang's grip on power, even as it continues to adapt and evolve. The legal battles against the Nuestra Familia have resulted in lengthy prison sentences for many members, including some of its highest-ranking leaders. The RICO Act has been a powerful tool in dismantling the gang structure, striking at its leadership and sources of income. In our final chapter, we reflect on the complex legacy and impact of the Nuestra Familia. It's a legacy of violence and criminal enterprise, but it's also a story of resilience, as law enforcement and communities work together to combat the gang's influence. The battle is ongoing, as the Nuestra Familia continues to adapt and recruit new members. As we conclude our journey through the history of this notorious prison gang, we recognize that the story is far from over. The Nuestra Familia's legacy is one that continues to shape the criminal landscape of California, and the fight to counter its influence remains a critical mission for law enforcement and communities alike. It is our hope that by shedding light on this history, we can contribute to a deeper understanding of the challenges posed by criminal organizations like the Nuestra Familia and the resilience of those who stand against them. Thank you for diving into the world of words with us. If you had a blast exploring this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share the bookish love with your friends, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing 5-chapter adventures.